Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Rick's Picks. With Mondo doing all of the Real Ghostbuster action figures, and now they just put Ray up for pre-order, I thought it'd be really cool to go through the list of my top 5 favorite ghosts from the Real Ghostbusters cartoon. And I want to hear what your favorite are too in the comments. So I would like you to stay around, watch the whole video, and then comment your 5 favorite as well. Plus, I also have a membership program. So for $2 a month, you get a lot of really cool extra stuff such as blooper reels, behind the scenes, and much more to come. So, with all that being said, roll that intro. All right, starting off at number 5 is Sam Hain. Now, Sam Hain is always a favorite. Matter of fact, he is the one that came with the first action figure of Mondo, which is Peter Venkman, which I do have both of them. So he was always a favorite because he was just the embodiment of Halloween. I always liked the overall look to him with the jack-o'-lantern head and robes. I thought he was a cool villain. He showed up twice because I know there was the original one, then I think there was a return of. So he's one of the few ghosts in the series that actually had 2 main plot points for him. So I always thought he was a neat villain. I liked how he could control all other ghosts and what have you. So he definitely makes my number 5 position. So number 4 is what I call the head troll. I like this guy a lot. I always thought he was really neat. I like his babble style language that the trolls had in that episode. I thought he was really cool and menacing looking and fun all in the same. Now, I would think if they would make an action figure of him, they would definitely have to have the party troll come with them as well, and one of the fireflies. I always thought the fireflies were really neat looking and menacing, especially in that one scene where I think it's Egon that he's standing over. He's just standing over him, and the artwork for it was so amazing. It just looked really cool, really menacing. So definitely my number 4 would be the head troll. So number 3 on my list is Mr. Gash. Now, I never knew he had a name, to be honest with you. I always knew him as the head poltergeist. So when they announced him coming out with Ray, I was really excited about this figure. I was like, super excited because he's a dark, twisted looking character. I mean, when you look at him, especially with that secondary mouth and his belly, he's just really menacing. And his whole persona was even evil. So what he did was he took advantage of a whole bunch of, you know, weaker ghosts to trick them into being sucked into him to make them super powerful. So he was just an overall evil ghost. He was trying to recruit Slimer as well. And I just remember the scene where he's like standing there, he got his robe open, and you could just see all the other ghosts fighting and struggling inside of him. I just thought that was like really, really twisted. And that's one of the things I liked about him. He's just this twisted, evil looking creature overall. Number 2 on my list is the Boogeyman. Now, you can't have this list without the Boogeyman. And Boogeyman is an awesome villain. He had personality, he had charisma, and he was genuinely terrifying. Now, you look at this goat leg monster with this extremely huge head, and you just think it would be a thing of comedy, but they made him, the way how the artwork was in this episode, they made him look menacing. He wasn't like funny looking, he was actually scary the way how he was designed. And I think it's perfectly fitting that he comes with the Egon figure because he used to scare Egon when he was a kid, and that's what also promoted Egon to really want to help these kids fight him because he remembered his childhood trauma, which actually started him out to become a Ghostbuster. So there's not only a cool looking monster, but there's a good bit of lore between him and one of the Ghostbusters as well. So he is definitely my number 2. Now, before we get into number 1, I do want to do an honorable mention. They just came out with him with Ray, but he was always one of my favorite ghost, or in this case, a ghoul, is Drool the dog faced ghoul. I always liked him. He was a fun little critter. I really enjoyed him, and he was scary. Like, he was friendly, but he was creepy. Like when he's doing his show and his skin melts off him, he's just like this dancing skeleton or whatever. He was a really cool figure, and I'm glad that they actually made a figure of him to come with Ray. So Ray actually gets two of my favorites with him, which is really cool. So I felt like Drool had to be mentioned on this list as an honorable. And now for number one. The top of my list is Mrs. Rogers, better known as What. I loved this episode. Overall, I liked her character. I liked her as a little old lady, and when she finally manifests into the What monster, or demon in this case, because it's a demonic entity. What it was is this demon and its followers set up a trap for the Ghostbusters, a haunted house, to trick them into getting it, and then they were going to go into the containment room in the firehouse to release all the ghosts. So this was a neat looking monster, and I remember the first time I saw her manifest into this thing. It was just, once again, the thing of nightmares, and that's the cool thing about a lot of these ghosts and demons and whatever that they use in the Ghostbusters. These things weren't just fun little, anecdotal spirits. No, most of these things were vicious and mean and scary, and that was one of the draw of the Ghostbusters cartoon, is that they had these kind of things and what have you. So she is definitely number one, and I hope when they make a figure, she would definitely need a couple of things. So you would need both forms. So you need the demonic form and little old lady Mrs. Rogers. You would also need her pet bird. I think that would be cool. And she should come with an alternate head for Peter for the possessed look, because she does wind up possessing Peter in it. And he has this really cool head to where it's like really scary and demonic looking, with his hair like straight up and what have you. So those would be things that I would love to see with this figure if they ever do come out with a What figure. Okay, so that is my top 5 list. Now, as you know, some of these figures are already in toy form. Others I spoke about what I would like to have seen if they did. Now, for any of you guys who weren't able to get the sets, like Peter with Sam Hain, Egon with the Boogie Monster, Winston with the Sandman, and Ray with Mr. Gash, I wouldn't worry about that too much, because I'm sure eventually they're going to come out with them on their own, like each of these ghosts. Matter of fact, they're already doing it at the New York Comic Con. They did show Sam Hain, another Sam Hain figure, where he came with like the sad version of Slimer and his two little ghoul guys. So it's probably a possibility. If you did miss, the deluxe sets, you will probably wind up getting those ghosts. So if you got like each of the Ghostbusters individually, I'm sure eventually you will get these other ghosts as well. But I hope you guys like this list. I really want to hear what your top 5 is. I'm really curious to what everybody's top 5 are. Are they the same as mine? Do you have a different setup? So I really want to hear about you guys in the comments with this one. So with that being said, first thing I want to say is please check out my membership program for $2 a month. You get a lot of extra stuff that everybody else doesn't get, such as blooper reels, behind the scenes, and so much more. And also check out my Ghostbusters playlist. Plus hit that like, share, and subscribe. They're all small clicks for you, but it really helps this channel grow. So until the next one, late.